Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Blackjack. I'm Blackjack Gabbiani. Again, I haven't seen Ninjago in years, and I have almost no experience with Bionicle. I have asked my roommate, who is a big Ninjago fan, and an online friend of mine, you remember Yo-Yo, whose full internet name is Yo-Yo Bionicle. So yes, I have been informed, but you know how it is. Also, if I seem slightly out of it, it's because my leg hurts. I actually had to go to the hospital yesterday because my leg was hurting so bad. Doc says it's a strained muscle and to stay off it. So hey, spending a little bit recording is gonna be fine. I hope. So yeah, I am hopped up on 2 different kinds of painkillers, and also, I have a headache, and my headache medicine, which is a squirt, let's just say it tastes terrible. So I'm kind of coping with that a little bit. Yeah. It's still affecting everything. Anyway, I am very glad to see a stop-motion battle. I know everyone wanted, well, we don't know if they're actually going to be doing this, but I know Jack Skellington versus the Grinch is a popular matchup, and people wanted at least Jack to be in stop motion. Who knows? Who knows if they're even going to do that? I don't know. It would have to be a musical. They've never done a musical before. Why not? Huh? There we go.
Kai versus Tahu.
Who wins in an all-out brawl between Ninjago and Bionicle? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yeah.
The year was 1998 when
I
Lego
remember it
introduced
well.
us to the world of the ninja.
Who could forget such classics as Ninpo Big Bat and Ninja Surprise? And the surprise is death!
Yeah.
The death of the Lego company, in fact. But
Gosh.
then, out of the shadows, a decade later, the ninja returned, remade, rebuilt.
Ninjago!
The story of Ninjago starts in the village of Ignacia. Kai was a simple blacksmith trying to get by with his sister, Nia. Not that he had the patience for his line of work.
Kai's
Yeah.
fiery streak couldn't be matched. It happens when your parents mysteriously vanish.
And that streak continued when some skeleton men kidnapped his sister, and Kai learned that within him lay the power of fire.
Thanks to the guidance of Master Wu.
Okay. Thalassophobic, fear of deep water. Okay, I'm going to attempt to say this word. Christogenitophobic. Fear of Christmas. Sits next to Chapel Roan on the battle bus. Netbug downloaded the Lego Fortnite specifically because it had Ninjago in it.
Ooh, he ditched the hammer and anvil and did what any good brother would do. Become a ninja!
And after some intense training and a bit of spilled tea, Kai mastered the special technique of spin jitsu.
Look at him go! He's like a living Beyblade!
Well, it's actually a precise use of perfect balance to deliver dozens of focused strikes.
Yeah, Tornado Ninja, got it. He can fly, pull in foes, and summon his elemental power all around. And you know what that is. Fire!
Yes, Kai can throw fireballs, resist extreme heat, form protective barriers of flame, and even conjure a fiery rising dragon.
I thought they were saying in the other, when they did this trailer before, that he could absorb fire. Huh. Oh, well, I guess absorbing fire and resistance of extreme heat are kind of 2 different things, except here they're listed on the same line, so...
Basically, shifting his spinjitzu into a more powerful draconic form.
So Kai teamed up with Master Wu's other students, Jay, Cole, and Zane, to make a team of teenage ninjas. The Lego kind, not the turtle kind.
On a mission to gather the 4 golden weapons and defeat the evil
believe
Lord
there have been
Garmadon.
He's the one who kidnapped
set.
Kai's sis. But hey, I've seen the Lego movie. This should be easy. He's a Lego mini guy. If he gets cut up, he just pops back together.
Nope. Ninjago treats their characters like actual people, not Lego pieces. Except for in the movie, but that's part of the Lego movie continuity, not Ninjago itself.
Oh, so Kai can take a hit, but he's not putting himself back together like everything is awesome.
Which makes his quest all the more perilous.
So if you guys haven't seen the live performance of Everything is Awesome at the Oscars, you really need to go watch it because it's hilarious. Like, you have a whole bunch of industry people that have absolutely no idea what the hell they're looking at. It's so goddamn funny.
Long ago, the golden weapons were forged by the first Spinjitzu master.
Also, speaking of live Oscar performances, you need to go watch, Blame Canada from South Park. Being performed by Robin Williams. It is peak. Oh my god. And yes, that was up for an Oscar.
Master to create the continent of Ninjago. Kai eventually gained the Golden Sword of Fire, through which he can channel his elemental power. Fire.
So
You'd
much
think a
so that
golden
if Kai is
sword wouldn't
surrounded by a bunch of fire,
be able to
he can
handle
use
much
it all
fire.
for a mega-sized
It melts pretty
Spinjitzu
easily.
burst.
Unfortunately, Kai wasn't the easiest teammate to work with.
Yeah.
To rescue Nia, he
The
went
fire
it
ones
alone,
never are.
until he was tricked into helping Garmadon escape imprisonment.
Of course.
Yeah, bummer. But it wasn't all bad. They got all the golden weapons. And with his sister rescued, Kai vowed to become a real elemental master and prove he
Absolute
wasn't just hot
control
air.
and
So he
extraordinary
got to
defensive
training
powers.
when
How
he wasn't slacking off and playing video games. Befitting a ninja.
You-
and a pro
you have to
gamer.
rest your mind.
Kai is a master
You have
of
to.
stealth, can climb
And besides,
any
it's-
surface, and is incredibly fast.
Hand-eye
He's dodged
coordination.
lightning and is even a match with Jay, who could outrun his own elemental dragon.
Which,
Ah!
according to the Ninjago Visual Dictionary, can apparently fly at light speed.
Nice.
Yes, this is an official book.
If that wasn't enough, other ninja like Cole are so strong they can shake an entire mountain.
So even as a wild child, Kai's team kept him in check across a dozen seasons of blocky ninja action, where
More than a dozen.
nothing was off the table.
It's like
Who could forget
15
the virtual world
seasons?
season, the time travel season, the ghost season, really anything that would sell toys.
Meaning,
I love the recurring, whenever Boomstick has to mention ghosts, he will say it like ghost at least once. Okay, Sword of Fire, Deep Stone Armor, Okay, I asked this before, and I don't know the answer yet. Did the Minecraft YouTuber Technoblade get his name from the Technoblade from Ninjago? Okay.
Kai picked up plenty of ninja gear. Swords,
You
grappling
got it.
hooks, shurikens, a motorcycle, a wingsuit for flight, but swords of fire remained his weapons of choice.
Once, when Garmadon combined the golden weapons into a mega weapon, Kai and his bros went to the past to get them back, then pushed themselves to the limit, using the golden weapons to overload the mega weapon with so much energy, it exploded into a star.
While this did destroy the golden weapons, creating enough energy to ignite a star is absurd. For a mass to become a star, it must first cross a critical temperature threshold of approximately 4 million degrees Celsius.
And over time, Kai's fire got so strong, he could melt down those same golden weapons.
But
Ooh.
no matter how
Okay.
powerful he became, Kai's hot-headedness kept getting in his own way.
Come on, Kai oozes main character energy. He was sure to get
It's
the title
just
of
the
Green
subtle
Ranger.
spoiler back there about Zane's identity.
Green Ninja, the one destined to be the leader of the team and take down Garmadon once and for all, right?
No. Kai was chosen by Master Wu, but that didn't mean he was the chosen one. That honor belonged to the up-and-comer Lloyd, who happened to be Garmadon's son and Wu's nephew.
Typical Nepo, baby. But even if Kai wasn't the chosen one, he still had a big role to play in protecting Lloyd.
In a surprising act of humility, Kai chose to guide Lloyd until he could defeat Garmadon. And the
Nice,
threats
nice.
just got wilder from there.
But he always rose to the challenge. Kai's defeated Karlov, the Master of Metal, and trained Wildfire, the Master of Heat.
With his
All
teammates, he
right.
took down the
Destabilized a volcano. Dodged Jay's lightning, survived atmospheric re-entry, helped destroy the Overlord, helped destroy the Mega Weapon, reforged the golden weapons, alright. Okay, cool.
Great Devourer, a snake goddess that could
I remember
consume
that
the
one.
continent. and Notakon, a djinn that could lift half of Ninjago's landmass into the sky.
And when these crystal
Nice.
weirdos had him on the ropes, Kai did a jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin to achieve his ultimate power, the dragon form.
With this, Kai gets a huge boost in power, can fight on par with demonic Onis,
Okay.
and can
well.
even harm
I
the
read it.
Overlord, the source of
Okay.
all evil in the world, who was as strong as the first Spinjitzu master.
All right.
The creator
Cool.
of Ninjago itself.
Then, by uniting with his pals, they summoned a giant golden dragon that obliterated the Overlord. Sayonara, sucker! That's the power of found family. And money!
Kai's journey took him far and wide, where he beat the odds time and time again. Because, hothead chosen one or not, within Kai was the fire
Fire!
of a ninja.
Cool,
The
cool.
upcoming battle is the first ever stop-motion death
Yeah!
battle by Apartment D, the creators of Rough Danger Dogs. They've got a
Cool.
ton of awesome stop-motion
I've never heard of
animations on their
it,
channel, like
but
this,
I am very
Or
proud
this.
for them.
or this. Make sure to subscribe to Apartment D's YouTube channel for more awesome animations.
I really like how they promote the people that help them make
It was
this.
the year 2000.
I
and the
remember
Lego
it well.
Company was in shambles. Straddled with debt and risking closure, they needed a brand new idea to turn things around.
They needed something epic. Something that
Taco
was
Tuesday
Lego,
is
but
always
for
a good
big
idea.
kids. Big kids who loved lore. Enter Bionicle.
Bionicle begins on the
I'm
island
actually
of
surprised
Montanu,
that I never got
when
into
6
this.
mysterious canisters arrived
I am-
at the homeland of the biomechanical Matorans.
With help from a weird stone and this little guy Takua, out popped 6 very marketable warriors. The Toa.
They were Kopaka, Gali, Ohatu, Lua, Unua, and their self-proclaimed leader, Tahu.
But what were the Toa?
Okay. Likes the All-American Rejects. Choking has... I mean, they both are. They both are. Name means burn in Maori.
Who
Nice.
had no freaking idea. He and the others had no memory of what, who, why, where, all that important stuff. Nothing. Head empty.
But even as an amnesiac hothead, Tahu still wanted to protect the Matorans from a threat lurking behind the scenes.
Lego Sauron! No, wait, not literally. I mean this creepy guy.
I mean,
Makuta, who just
I've seen the Lego
slaughtering
Batman
Matorans with his army of monsters.
Thus, the Toa Mata battled all manner of beasts with their elemental powers. And as the Toa of Fire, you can guess what Tahu was bringing.
Guns! Oh, fire. Yeah, okay. Even early on, Tahu could shoot fire.
Oh, come on,
Sword blades
Boomstick. If
melt.
there's one thing you like more than guns, it's explosions. And fire. What do you think? Fire and explosions are, hand in hand.
Thousands of tons of sand into glass, and even stop a volcanic eruption. But even more importantly, he surfs on lava! Oh man, that's so cool! I mean, hot.
Tahu's fire is so hot that it can reportedly melt any
Tahu Nuva. Okay, Oh, the Great Mask of Shielding. I know that they get power from the masks. Okay, can melt any substance, can withstand extreme heat. Nice.
known substance. Anything. And on the rare occasion that his own fire isn't enough, he can absorb flames from his foes and surroundings. But it would
Okay.
take all his might to face Matanui's trials and gather the Kanohi masks.
Magic masks that give extra powers.
Okay, fire creation, manipulation, absorption. Okay, so Kai can't absorb fire, but he can resist it to an unknown degree? I don't know. How Huna Miru. Okay, so mind control is an interesting one. I don't think we ever heard anything about Kai having anything to do with mind control. Although now that I think about it, speaking of things we didn't hear about, how did they go back in time and how did they get back to the present? Is that a device that Kai has access to? I do not know. I do not know.
And the Toa scooped up a bunch of them. With his mask of shielding, Tahu can make an energy barrier that blocks all kinds of attacks.
There's
That's
also
lava.
masks of telekinesis,
I think.
strength,
It looks like
speed,
lava.
and X-ray vision. And from his mentor, Vakama, Tahu gained the Mask of Time.
While its power puts a serious
Oh.
strain on the user, it's worth the risk when it can slow targets to a standstill. Plus, these masks can be swapped out whenever Tahu wants.
Okay. Slow them to a standstill. That's a precise wording. It's not stop. Slow them to a standstill implies that they get slowed down but are still technically moving, even if you have to, examine them with precise instruments or whatever. I don't know. It makes me think that they're not fully stopped. And if they're not fully stopped, I feel like that's something I can overcome.
Thanks to a cyber totem that stores them all.
Which came in handy as the Toa battled monsters across Mata Nui.
Like the Avoka, a beast that could fire lightning, which Tahu had to dodge multiple times.
But even from the start, Tahu was a lone wolf who preferred going solo, even if it meant leaving his Toa brethren in the dark.
Tahu tried to take on some big bads all by himself, and it went even worse than you think. He lost his powers, and he lost all the rest of his team's powers. Awkward.
But Tahu kept pushing forward, accepting his team as his siblings, overcoming his weaknesses, and rebuilding himself. Literally.
By jumping into a...
It just as an aside, who, a show I'm really surprised, and it's from this era. I'm really surprised that we haven't had anyone on from Shaolin Showdown. You guys remember Shaolin? I'm not even going to ask who here remembers Shaolin Showdown. Y'all remember Shaolin Showdown, okay? The show was amazing. It was so much fun. Oh, gosh. It was so much fun. Oh, God. I've seen people want Jack Spicer especially to be on. I think that would be really neat. I've also seen oh gosh, what was the villain's name? People want her versus Rita Repulsa, and I think that would be fun too. You have to remember, it's been over 20 years since I've seen it, but it was really fun.
Used to become the Toa Nuva. Now boasting twin magma swords and later some slick adaptive armor, Tahu can fly and use his fire in new supercharged ways.
He can conjure fire cages, create lava pits, and steal the heat from...
Okay, Tahu hovered in midair and began rapidly absorbing all the heat from around Krika, who began to ice over halfway between his solid and ghostly state. Oh, more ghost fighting.
Living beings. So much so that the process freezes them solid. As the Toa Nuva, Tahu and his team are among the strongest generations of Toa. Just as mighty as a much later iteration, the Toa Inaika.
Who defeated Umbra, a living beam of light. It was tough, but with some clever thinking and a mirror trap, they used Umbra's own super speed against him.
But perhaps
Neat.
Tahu's most impressive ability...
Hang on a
His
second.
own super speed against him.
But perhaps...
What the hell are those little egg things? What the hell are those things?
Tahu's most impressive ability is the Forbidden Technique. The move no Toa wants to use, because the absolute annihilation that it causes is unforgivable.
The Nova Blast.
Using all of his elemental energy...
Okay. Most Toa powers would, if unleashed, uncontrolled, have the ability to either do serious physical damage to a planet that might A, destroy it, or B, render it incapable of supporting life, or C, wipe out most of the life on a planet. That's... okay.
At once, Tahu can
Okay.
unleash a blast so powerful that it can potentially destroy all of Mata Nui. Not Mata Nui the island, oh no, Mata Nui is also the planet. And not just any planet, but a living celestial being that became a planet.
Oh boy, here we go. You think stuff like Warhammer and Elder Scrolls have too much lore. You're not ready for Bionicle lore. Don't even get me started on the shattering of fierce magma and the betrayal of the League of Six Kingdoms and...
But more than any physical power, Tahu was learning that a good leader isn't just one who leads, but is willing to be led. And so, he faced Mata Nui's final trial, the Mask of Light.
The legendary
So this was
Toa of Light
before he
destined to
found the
defeat
final
Makuta
trial.
and save Mata Nui. It's obviously gonna be main character Tahu, right? right?
No.
Of course not. Turns out, the Toa of Light was Takua.
Oh yeah, the little guy who opened the capsules at the very beginning.
Those
The Toa were
things.
tasked with
Yeah.
guiding this new member, something Tahu found surprising, but ultimately accepted for the good of the group.
Good thing too, because they needed to be a solid team when they finally learned their true purpose. The whole reason they were built in the first place. Waking up God.
Long ago, the great spirit Motunui charted the depths of space until the Makuta pterodax poisoned Motunui like a cancer. Tahu and the Toa were meant to act like white blood cells,
Lego
protecting
cancer.
the heart of Motunui and, should he fall, resurrect him.
Yeah, Makuta Matata's whole plan was to amass an army, hijack Robo-Planet Motunui, and rule the universe. And he actually pulled it off.
But Tahu and his team were ready to fight back.
DC,
with
huh?
every generation of Toa joining together to reawaken Motunui.
Then, alongside the Toa of Light, Tahu went on an epic quest for his final toy variant. Upgrade. The Golden Armor. Screw you, Takua. He's getting a gold...
Okay. Designed by the group being specifically for Tahu. Boost all physical abilities. How much does it boost them? Wiped out the Rakishi all at once. Rakshi. Krata powers. Power Scream is going to seem amazing. Fear. They did cite two of Kai's fears. Fire resistance. Although we learned earlier that he can absorb it. Although I imagine that means you have to resist it. Rahi control. I don't remember what Rahi means. It's probably something they just talked about. Density control. Chameleon is probably blending in with the background. Confusion, darkness, anger. Mind reading. Oh god, he's gonna get a lot of fire. Plant control. Plasma, poison. Quick healing, how quick, all that kind of stuff.
Mask anyway.
This armor not only increases Tahu's own power by several hundred magnitudes, but also absorbs the powers of those it defeats for Tahu to use. Just in time for all the Toa to come together for the final battle of good versus evil. Motunui versus Makuta pterodax.
Giant planet mech versus giant
Is that an
planet
airplane
mech.
in the background?
Oh, man, that's awesome.
With his new armor, Tahu annihilated Makuta's forces, destroying the slug-like Krata and taking their powers. Like heat vision, quick healing, teleportation,
Oh, hang on.
like Krata and taking their powers.
Okay.
Like
They
heat
can't
vision,
show the-
quick healing.
Okay. Oh my god, is this from LiveJournal? Dear Mr. Farshte, so he said the Tahu is positioned to have Krata powers other than heat vision. Can you give us a rough estimate of how many the 42 Krata powers Tahu has? No, not something I've calculated. He gives an example of a Krata power that Tahu has aside from heat vision, quick healing. Are Tahu's elemental powers weakened now that he has his Mata state, or did his absorption of the golden armor's energies boost them back up? Not significantly. It doesn't say which way that goes. Are they weakened? Not significantly. Or does absorption boost them? Not significantly. If I were up to you, it had blah blah blah. News Tahu was always the most popular, best-selling Toa.
Teleportation, improved accuracy, and disintegration.
And giving Motunui the chance to strike down Makuta for good. Lego God was
Okay, stopped a volcanic eruption. Seems they both done that. Melt an iceberg into a puddle. His Nova Blast could destroy Motunui. It shows him using it, but it doesn't say how destructive it was when he did. Saved Katoro village from a wave of lava. Survived submerging entirely in magma. Destroyed Pterodax's entire Rakshi army. Fulfilled his destiny, awakened Motunui. Defeated all of these people.
pretty spent though. But before he took a well-deserved nap, he trusted his final message and the new world to Tahu. I guess he really is the main character.
Tahu led the way for the Toa, Matorans, and all the other peoples to create a new world. One for all Toa to see, shoulder to shoulder, united in duty and bound in destiny. For that is the way of the Bionicle.
Neat. I got a little rubber snake here. I've had it since
The
Gamori
battle's
time.
about to start, and this time it's sponsored by us.
And how
Yay!
does that work?
Because you can check out even more Death Battle on our website, deathbattle.gg. It's got cool merch, behind-the-scenes goodies, and every episode of Death Battle ever. Uncut, uncensored, unspoiled.
Why does that sound gross?
You can even pitch your own idea for a Death Battle to the creators of the show. I think they're called Chad and Ben.
wish.
They're...
Boomstick, what did you do?
What?
You're not supposed to break the fourth wall like that. Reality is collapsing.
Oh no, wait. I
But
know
they-
stop it.
All they have to do is
We don't have
acknowledge
much time.
Deadpool versus
Go to
Pinkie Pie, and it's covered.
www.deathbattle.gg and sign up for a membership right now.
On my birthday! It's your birthday!
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a stop-motion death battle!
Yay! Okay. It seems like there's a hell of a lot about both of them that they're not actually elaborating on. Wow, I'm only about halfway through. Okay, I may actually have to go get my, okay. I just had to make sure that I did audio tests, but when I looked at my interface, it looked like it wasn't on. But no, it's on. I see it. I see it going. Oh gosh. Everyone had been saying that Kai absolutely stomps. I don't know. It seems a lot closer than people were saying. Except again, there's a whole lot of stuff that it seems like they're not elaborating on. Like is that a time stop, or does it just slow them down, etc., etc., etc. Excuse me. How did Kai go back in time? All of this kind of stuff. I don't frickin' know. I'm just gonna hit play. Oh, we're just gonna start in medias res, okay.
Man, the merge brought some weird ones. Let's see what you can do. Get off this island, pal, or you'll be nothing but hot ash.
There they said it more distinctly. Everyone was saying it was hot ass, and Chad seemed to agree.
Spin Jitsu! I will not break!
Now he's already absorbing, okay.
Another master of fire, huh? Why is it always me?
Ding. I wonder who it was that first decided to sound a wink with a ding
Time to
sound.
heat things up. Ninja, go!
Dragon form already, okay. Seems like dragon form is glitching, but I don't know if that's just the animation or not. Okay, we might have an answer for this. Well, he was in the air last we saw there. So only time stop for a second? Like, for a brief time? I don't know.
Dodge this!
I don't, like, they didn't show us what the masks look like. Is this the fear? That is freaking badass.
Surf's up!
So Kai's just been falling this whole time? You could have done that at any time.
With jump up, kick back, whip around and spin. That's the way of the ninja.
And another. Okay, this is his other dragon form then. Unless he's just taking. I don't know. He had like a dragon head before. Oh yeah, gotta get the golden sword. Even though gold is useless against fire.
United in duty. Bound in destiny.
So they're both quoting their theme songs.
Of the Bionicle!
I wish I knew what all the masks did. Okay, I'm assuming that's poison. I don't know. I don't know what they all do.
Now or never.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nui, forgive me.
So we don't know how strong it was when he used it in canon. He's just standing there.
Time for everything. Full power, ninja go!
I have no idea what's going on. Oh, he's melting. Damn, that is melting plastic.
Guess I was too hot for him.
God. Gotta give him some sunglasses too. What's with the gleam? What does that mean?
No, wait, that figure was banned.
This match was not an easy call. Let's build this set by examining their speed, arsenal, and power.
First up, speed. With all that fire spinning around, staying one step ahead was super important. Tahu could dodge a focus.
Okay, the laser vision power possessed by Krata and Dark Hunter Zaktan delivers impact force and doesn't meet the parameters of a light speed. Okay.
But Kai and the rest of the OG ninjas are as quick as dragons that move at light speed.
Meanwhile, the Toa and Nika could not keep up with.
However, were they ever at that speed? Like when they were going around dodging the dragons?
A light speed entity, and the Anika are similar in stats to the Toa Nuva.
Tahu definitely.
And the mega weapon launched into space faster than light, and the phoenixes from Legend of Chima flew to the sun. Oh, I didn't know Legend of. Okay, I've heard of Legend of Chima. I didn't know it was a Bionicle thing. It exceeds Tahu's speed even if he's highballed scaled to Umbra or more nebulous laser reaction feats from Kongu, Hakan, and Rakshi.
Got a leg up with that golden armor, but Kai's got way more speed amps, like Rising Dragon, Air Jitsu, and the Dragon Form. Speed goes to Kai.
However, while Kai was running circles around Tahu, the Toa's arsenal had plenty of counters.
Kai's packing flaming swords, wingsuits, supercars, motorcycles, even a mech or two. All cool stuff, but Tahu can stop time.
Exactly. With all the Kanohi masks plus the Krata powers, the Toa of
what I
Fire
didn't
had
understand.
plenty of abilities Kai did not have a direct answer for. In theory, the Mask of Time alone could nullify Kai's speed advantage.
Yeah, too bad it hurts real bad to use. Like, really, really bad. Just one
Okay.
use almost took out Fakama. There's a reason why the Toa don't whip this out every time there's a new monster of the week.
Alright, okay. It's one of those things I kind of wish they'd mentioned before. Nuvok Kai's great gravity power created a small singularity that destroyed itself but is overloaded by an outside sorceress, not normally applicable to Krata powers.
Not reliably depend on the Mask of Time for a win without serious risk of a self-KO. But he has dozens of other unique powers. The masks of shielding, speed, and strength help him keep up with Kai. Add in golden armor powers like heat vision, quick healing, and
Oh yeah, no, it's the same thing I just
and Tahu has
that
the
I
wider
paused.
arsenal. A lucky shot with disintegration could be enough to tip the scale.
If Kai didn't dodge with his way better speed. So this all comes down to power. Firepower! Tahu's best move is the Nova Blast, which can wipe out a planet.
Oh, that's the same thing
But
from
Kai's
before.
power created a friggin' star. You know, classic ninja move. The Ninja Star.
Well, a star
I feel
was
like those don't actually, like, scale to each other. I feel like they're such different feats.
made, that's been confirmed multiple times, but it was a team effort utilizing all the golden weapons. Kai is clearly not blasting people with the power of a star on a regular basis, but neither is Tahu with the Nova Blast,
Yeah.
a move we technically have never actually seen reach planetary levels of destruction.
Yeah. So I was gonna say,
Noah usually battle monsters that can break mountains, like the Bohrok, while Kai and Co fight foes who tear apart the entire continent of Ninjago. It's not like Tahu was throwing hands.
okay. In Bionicle, the Great Spirit robot fired a blast with power to destroy a star, but did not hit Tahu or his allies and is on a completely different scale. The robot is the universe. Why do I need to destroy a star then? Is that like the universe's equivalent of poppin' zits?
With Super Mecha Makuta, that was Manui's job. Still, the Star and Nova Blasts are their absolute peaks.
A star's gravitational binding energy far exceeds that of a planet's. Even dividing
Yeah.
it between the 4 weapons vastly exceeds any of Tahu's best showings.
And hey, Kai's still the one who lit the fire! His own flame can melt the golden weapons, and even this official
Yeah, no
report
shit.
confirms they've
The
got
gold.
divine power of a star. That's right, Ninjago's got that epic lore too.
Furthermore, Tahu's fire can reportedly melt any known substance. Giving benefit of the doubt and taking this literally, the material with the highest known melting point in the universe is tantalum hafnium carbide, an extremely rare compound that NASA likes to test rockets with because it doesn't melt until around 4,000 degrees Celsius. Extremely
How
impressive.
do they know
Yeah,
it's
but when you're talking
the most
stars,
fire resistant
melting
in the
point kinda
universe?
goes out the window.
Indeed, initiating stellar fusion requires temperatures in excess of 4 million degrees. Far higher than anything Tahu has generated or survived. Certainly capable of overwhelming him, even with all his defenses.
So, the Red Ninja is bringing in a whole lot more firepower.
While it's possible Tahu's wider arsenal could land a victory, Kai's significant advantages in speed and power means he wins this more often than not.
Kai took fire to a whole new level, and Tahu just had to let go.
The winner is the Red Ninja, Kai.
Next
Okay. Next time they said that we're all gonna lose our shit. Are they finally doing it? Are they finally doing the special episode that Ben said he would have to do because it reached the sponsor goal? Are they finally doing Can Columbo solve the Kira case? What are they doing? What are they doing? Come on.
I'm on Death Battle.
Okay!
Subscribe and join as a viewer. to
They're
see more
actually
Death
bringing
Battle.
that back.
Thanks for
Okay,
watching.
I know that was one of the battles that that people wanted to see redone because the first one kind of sucked. But honestly, I just think they have way better opponents. Like I've said before, Mewtwo vs. Black War Greymon is one of only 2 actually good Pokemon versus Digimon fights. Like that and Marcus versus Haruta are the only good Pokemon versus Digimon fights. Okay. I don't know. You would think I would be more plussed about this. I hope they don't try to canon meld like they did last time. First movie Mewtwo does not have the abilities that they gave it. They did composite, and that it always really obnoxious. There's remember they did a Death Battle cast about Cyrus versus Pushi from JoJo, and they composited Cyrus so hard as like, dude, no, he doesn't have half of the shit that you're giving him because all he needs is to be Ultraverse. That is the only good thing about Mantine surfing. The only good thing about Ultra sucked so goddamn hard, but they gave us better power scaling for all of the villains up to that point. Well, except the actual Gen 7 villains, but you know what I mean. Okay, yeah, it actually gives us God Cyrus, and that is all he fucking needs. And so many people wanted to give him Giratina. He's never had Giratina. He's not even in Masters. Giratina went to Cynthia. And everyone was wondering about that. And then, like, a couple months later, Legends Arceus came out, and everyone was like, oh, that's why, okay. Anyway, this was a fun battle. I hope we see more stop motion. I like how they took advantage of the plastic nature of the characters, even though they are, you know, meant to be actual characters with actual physical bodies that can't just pop out and stuff. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like I said, I couldn't follow what was happening most of the time, but that's because I don't have the knowledge that a lot of people have of them. I don't know what each of the masks do on site, all that kind of stuff. They went into Kai's fears, and they went into that Tahu could incite fear, and never touched on that. I don't know. I feel like the star feat is just weird, especially because there was something they didn't actually address, and that's the fact that the star seemed to skip all its growth stages. It just seemed to pop into existence fully formed. And that was real weird. That was real weird. Oh gosh. I feel like that's an even more impressive feat than actually than just creating a star, you know what I mean? Anyway, my leg is starting to hurt again, so I need to get up and do a little walking around. I want to thank all of you for coming. Obviously, you're going to join me for next time. You're probably going to hear me rant next time about compositing. See, at least when they did Ash, they kind of couldn't composite him unless they wanted to talk about, like, Puzzle League or, like... he found Pikachu in the walls of his house, like, because that's how they met in Electric Tale of Pikachu. Except we know from the anime that that's not the same case. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. Okay, this was fun. I am very asleep. Okay, yeah, I gotta go stretch my leg, so I'm gonna stretch again under the table right now, but it's not the same thing. I will see you all later, and until next time, does anyone else smell burning plastic?